something that Aaron just kind of touched on too, that it's been helpful for me when it comes to the acceptances is, recognizing things that are and are not within my control. When it comes to accepting something that maybe I don't approve of, I can still accept it because quite often those are things that I have no control over.
Mm.
So for me to battle against it and die on that hill of this is wrong and I can't stand this, that's not helpful for me. That doesn't benefit me in any way. Um, Everybody's got their causes and things that they believe in, but um, ultimately, for me to lose sleep over something that I have no control over isn't helpful. If my computer's lagging and I start having tech issues and everything crashes, I don't know how to fix that. I don't know what caused it. I have no control over that. All I can do at that point is contact somebody that does. And, then it's still out of my control. It's within their hands. And I can accept that that's what's happening. That's what needs to go on. Here's the steps that I can take that is within my control to correct this scenario. Um, eh, the control piece is big because I talk to a lot of people in my meetings that are trying to regain some sense of control in their lives. And I know that I was doing the same thing. And releasing that control has been a huge piece of just kind of accepting things as they are and living life on life's terms.
Yeah, I found that, when I was really early in my recovery in the first year or so, I found myself desperately trying to control external things because internally was wildly out of control. And it was like trying to give me something just to hold on to. If I can control this out here, I can, stop this chaos that's going on inside of my system. So I totally get where you're coming from there. So we're looking at disarm, we're looking at, sorry, not disarm, we're looking at dibs, we're looking at ABCs. Um, what about when we get into, we've looked at unconditional acceptance of self and others. What about when we're trying to figure out how to cope with these thoughts, these feelings, and these behaviors? Are we doing any brainstorming inside of meetings? Are we problem solving with anything? Like, how are those things showing up for you inside of meetings? Once you've put across the concepts of unconditional self-acceptance, you're going through ABCs, you're looking at disputing ineffective or unhelpful beliefs. What about when you start to try to problem solve with things and brainstorm about different concepts or things that
Jody, can I say Jody brought up language exchange
yeah,
as one
yeah.
of the. Jody, do you want to elaborate maybe on, and I'll throw in what you were
Sure.
saying.
Yeah. We talk about vocabulary exchange and how saying things like this person should be treating me better or my computer should be working, using the word should may not be the most helpful word. So we can say, okay, this person may not be treating me the way I prefer, and then go on with the ABC or whatever coping statement you need to use at that point. Or like saying things like, I'm a failure and putting that shame on yourself, saying something like, I may have failed at this one thing, but how can I do better in the future? Like the trying to take the heaviness out of the words that we use because our words create our reality,
Yeah.
so trying to take the heaviness out of the words that we use and using words like prefer and choose and want instead of like should, need, can't stand, trying to, you know, make our words a little less heavy so they're not as, daunting in our mental dialogue.